When most people hear the word angel, they picture a peaceful human figure with white wings. But the Bible describes a much wider spiritual world. Some heavenly beings look human. Others are associated with fire, multiple wings, eyes, thrones, or the presence of God itself. In this video, we will separate what the biblical text actually says from later art and tradition, and map the major kinds of heavenly beings that appear across Scripture. First are the messengers. In both Hebrew and Greek, the common words translated as angel literally mean messenger. These beings often appear in human form. Abraham receives mysterious visitors. Lot encounters heavenly messengers in Sodom. Gabriel speaks to Daniel, Zechariah, and Mary. In many of these scenes, the angel is not described as a winged creature at all. The defining feature is the mission, delivering a message from God. Then come cherubim. Forget the chubby babies of later European art. In the Bible, cherubim are powerful throne guardians. Genesis places them east of Eden after humanity is expelled. In Exodus, golden cherubim overshadow the mercy seat on the Ark of the Covenant. Ezekiel describes terrifying living beings associated with God's mobile throne, with multiple faces, wings, and extraordinary movement. Seraphim appear most clearly in Isaiah chapter 6. Isaiah sees the Lord enthroned in the temple, while seraphim stand above him. Each has 6 wings, 2 covering the face, 2 covering the feet, and 2 used for flight. Their name is connected with burning or fiery beings. Their role is worship. They call to one another, proclaiming God's holiness, and one brings a burning coal to cleanse Isaiah's lips. Ezekiel and Revelation also describe living creatures around the divine throne. Ezekiel's beings have 4 faces and 4 wings, while Revelation describes 4 living creatures with different appearances, like a lion, an ox, a human, and an eagle. The details are not identical, and interpreters debate the relationship between the visions. What is clear is their function. They surround God's throne and continually participate in worship and divine activity. Another famous image is Ezekiel's wheels, immense wheel-like structures beside the living creatures, described as sparkling and full of eyes. Popular culture sometimes calls these Ophanim, although the Bible itself does not present Ophanim as a clearly named class of angels, in the same way later traditions do. The safest description is simple. Ezekiel sees extraordinary wheels belonging to the vision of God's mobile throne. The Bible also uses titles such as archangel, rulers, authorities, powers, thrones, and dominions. Michael is explicitly called an archangel in Jude, and in Daniel he is described as one of the chief princes. Paul uses several cosmic titles when speaking about spiritual powers, but Scripture does not give us a neat organizational chart explaining exactly how every title relates to every other title. Michael is the clearest named heavenly warrior. Daniel connects him with the protection of God's people. Jude depicts him disputing with the devil. Revelation shows Michael and his angels fighting the dragon. Importantly, Michael never acts as an independent godlike hero. His authority is presented as belonging within God's rule. Gabriel is best known as a messenger. In Daniel, he interprets visions. In Luke, he announces the birth of John the Baptist to Zechariah and the birth of Jesus to Mary. Unlike Michael, Gabriel is not called an archangel in the biblical text. Later tradition often gives him that title, but the text itself simply presents him as a heavenly messenger who stands in God's presence. There are also fallen spiritual beings. The Bible speaks of Satan, the devil, demons, unclean spirits, and rebellious powers. Some passages, especially in Revelation, describe angels who follow the dragon in rebellion, yet the Bible gives far fewer details about a complete taxonomy of evil spirits than later demonology does. A careful reading distinguishes what Scripture says from imaginative systems built centuries afterward. So what does the Bible's angelic world actually look like? Not a single species of winged human, but a diverse collection of messengers, throne guardians, worshipping beings, cosmic powers, and mysterious creatures seen in prophetic visions. Some descriptions may be symbolic, others are presented as direct encounters. Either way, the biblical picture is larger, stranger, and more awe-filled than the image most of us inherited from art. And that raises the next question. If Scripture describes loyal heavenly beings, What does it actually say about the one figure associated with rebellion, accusation, and evil? In the next video, we will trace the entire biblical story of Satan, from the serpent imagery of Genesis to the dragon of Revelation, without mixing the text with later legends.